اه. ها مكس ها ها.
So the meeting which was adjourned to 10:30, we will commence now with the available quorum. So I request Charu to get the meeting started.
Good morning. Welcome all to the 19th AGM of RMTOA. I request Mr. Sundar to start the meeting with the Prime Minister. Let's please raise for the Prime.
இடது பதம் தூக்கியாடும், இடது பதம் தூக்கியாடும், இடது பதம் தூக்கியாடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே இடது பதம் தூக்கியாடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் ஆடும் படவரவாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட பக்தர்கள் ஜெய ஜெய எனவே புலிபதஞ்சலி இரு கண் குளிர பக்தர்கள் ஜெய ஜெய எனவே புலிபதஞ்சலி இரு கண் குளிர தில்லையிலே படவரவாட புலியதளாட பக்தர்கள் ஜெய ஜெய எனவே புலிபதஞ்சலி இரு கண் குளிர தில்லையிலே இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் ஆடும் திருவடி சிலம்புகள் கலீர் கலீரென திருவடி சிலம்புகள் கலீர் கலீரென திருமுடி இளமதி ஒளி பளீர் பளீரென திருவடி சிலம்புகள் கலீர் கலீரென திருமுடி இளமதி ஒளி பளீர் பளீரென திமிகிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட தோம் என திருமால் மத்தளமறிய திமிகிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட தோம் என திருமால் மத்தளமறிய சிவகாமி மணாளா திருச்சிற்றம்பரம் தனிலே சிவகாமி மணாளா திருச்சிற்றம்பரம் தனில் புன்னகையோடிடது பதம் தூக்கி கிட்டத்தோம் என திருமால் மக்களம் அறிய சிவகாமி மணாளா திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் தனில் புன்னகையோடு இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் ஆடும்
So good morning one and all. கொஞ்சம் விஷ் பண்ணலாமா? இவ்வளோ சீரியஸ் ஆகிட்டோம் பயங்கரமா. So good morning. Thank you. அவ்வளோதான், வேற ஒன்றும். So before we even get on to the agenda for the day, there is a lot of gratitude that all of us have. நம்ம கூட ஒர்க் பண்ண பீப்புள்லேருந்து நம்ம கூடயே இருந்து ஆர்எம்டியோட பார்ட் ஆஃப் இட்டாக இருக்கிற ஒரு பர்சன் ஒரு நேஷ்னல் லெவலில் அவங்களோட ரெக்கக்னிஷன் இஸ் அக்ராஸ் த வேர்ல்ட். பட் ஒரு கவர்மெண்ட்டால் ரெக்கக்னைஸ் பண்ணுறச்ச அதுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய அங்கீகாரம் கிடைக்கிறது. ஸோ தட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் அ ரெக்கக்னிஷன் ஒன் அமங் அஸ் ஹஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் மேட் அஸ் ப்ரவுட். த வே ஷி ஹஸ் கேரிட் அவர் செல்ஃப், எப்படி இந்த சொசைட்டியை தான் அவைக்கன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதில் வி ஹாவ் திஸ் ப்ரைட் டு பி இன் பார்ட் ஆஃப் திஸ் கமிட்டி. அண்ட் இந்த டயத்தில் அவங்களுக்கு அந்த அவார்டு ஒரு கண்ட்ரி லெவலில் கிடச்சி இன்னைக்கு பிரைம் மினிஸ்டரோட மன் கி பாத்தில் அவங்கள பற்றியான கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 3 minutes ஆஃப் talk about our own Shivashankari ma'am. So a small token of love from all the residents here. Ma'am ku oru chinna oru memento. Please come ma'am. I request Raja to give the memento to me.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so touched because I think I'm part of RMT. There's no need for special felicitation for me. Whatever I do in this 13 years, I've thoroughly enjoyed staying here because I live alone, but I have so many people around me. RMT has become my family. So it's so nice to be recognized and honored by my own family. Thank you so much. And this Saraswati Samman, which I received last week in Delhi, it's for all the 22 languages. They give one award. So this is that one. These are all just blessings of God and my parents and good well-wishers. And it's a surprise to me that today Prime Minister is going to speak about my work, Knit India Through Literature, which is a 16-year-old research, first of its kind in Indian literature, which I did. And he's going to, I was told yesterday evening that he's going to talk, and Doordarshan people came and took, in last minute they all do everything. But now kindly excuse me, normally I stay full for the AGM. But today I have to go because 11 o'clock I have to listen to the Prime Minister's talk, because if somebody calls and I'm not there, it's not nice. Thank you so much, and I wish each one of you all the best, and the new committee which is coming in, all the best, and whatever way I can help, I'll be there. And the old committee, congratulations for the great, great work you people have done. Thank you. Thank you.
As much as we demand work, as much as we want a lot of things to happen, அந்தந்த டயத்தில் அந்தந்த வேலைகளெல்லாம் முடிச்சு கொடுக்கறதே is a big blessing to all of us. To any normal resident, the basic three things, beyond all the other expectations, the basic three things is around the electricity, around the water, and a good upkeep of the society. So, இந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்கள்ல last 2 years பணத்து there is a contractual agreement, there is a fees paid, பணம் pay பண்றோம், அதெல்லாம் beyond the kind of risk that people have taken for all of us. அதுக்கு it really requires some kind of recognition. So அதில் just have few people that we have worked with in the last 2 years. We just want to recognize them before we get into the entire session. So at this age of 75, somebody could come to RMT every day to ensure that and recharge well the additional 2 wells that has gone up in the last 10 months, other personal supervise panni, inniki the way the water is getting supplied, somebody who's played a very important role from the contractor side. So may I have Sri Shekhar Raghavan sir to come and collect a small memento from RMT. Sridharan sir. Thank you, sir. I request Raghunandan sir to come for a minute, because Raghunandan sir, contribution to the RO has been immense. It's just not 2 years or 5 years. The way his team has always worked through committee after committee, the intense level of work that has gone in to ensure the water supply has always been in place. And ivarukku inda award kudukkradhukku, I would just not have any more person than Matthew uncle to come and give it. Please. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. In the last 1 year or so, across all the blocks, the way the tank work was taken up, the team that he had put to ensure that in and out, ஒரு டைமும் அந்த கயத்தில் தொங்கிண்டோ இல்லை அந்த டேங்க் உள்ள இறங்கியோ அந்த மாதிரி வேலையெல்லாம் பார்க்கறதுக்கே பயமாக இருந்தது. But somehow he managed a beautiful team to ensure that such a magnitude of work has happened in the last 1 year on the entire overhead tanks across all the blocks. So can I request Varadarajan of New Tech? New Tech is the agency which had taken up and done it. So I would request Naren to give the memento to him. Though we had brought down his contract from 18 lifts to 9 lifts because of the new lift that has come in, எந்த இடத்துலையும் எந்த விதமான ஒரு டிமோட்டிவேட் ஆகாமல் அந்த 18 லிஃப்ட்டுக்கு எந்த அளவுக்கு கோஆப்ரேட் பண்ணி அதுக்கு ஒர்க் பண்ணாங்களோ அதே மாதிரி ஈவன் அவங்களோட நம்பர் ஆஃப் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் ஈவன் இட் ஹட் கம் டவுன் டு 50%. ஸ்டில் எந்த விதமான கமிட்மெண்ட் குறையாமல் somebody who is supporting us on the old lift still. We would like to recognize AIM Elevators. Sunil, come. Shahrukh. Though he's been part of the community for so many years, more than a decade, என்னைக்குமே புது துணி வாங்குறது கஷ்டம் கிடையாது. அந்த துணி எங்கேயான கிளம்புற டயத்தில் ஒரு அவசரத்தில் அது கிழிஞ்சு போச்சு. we need somebody who will always come to the support, having a small workspace in RMT. So I would like to request Guna Taylor to come. I request Rauf sir to give him this momentum. Yeah, vandhude charuலேருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கோம், வந்துடும். Lot of awards to be given. Ladies will get it. Though he established his supermarket in a very short span, though there are a lot of issues because it's all live products, the expiry dates, do a lot of things, but still எல்லா இடத்துலையும் gated communitiesல if you have to put a supermarket, they just give it for free, even including the latest Zebras. அங்கே ஷாப் செட்டப் பண்ணுறது, but still the rent that he pays, to the commitment that he has shown. சார் நான் இன்னும் இங்கே கொண்டு வர முடியுமா, அது கொண்டு வர முடியுமான்னு ஒரு the latest food that he has added on. You know, a lot of people have been getting breakfast to lunch to so immense work by our new Lakshya store. I request Balaji to come. So can I have Padma to give the memento to Balaji, please? So Padma's applause will be more. Yeah. Thank you, Balaji. Keep up the good work. எங்கேயும் எந்த குறையும் வரக்கூடாது. Right from the COVID times, the way the earlier committee handled and the way they handed over to now, the kind of latest viruses or whatever that is in the air, somebody who always attends all the meetings that we call for, நான் என்னோட ஸ்டாஃப் அனுப்புகிறேன், இவர் அனுப்புகிறேன், அந்த மாதிரிலாம் இல்லாமல் the proprietor himself comes to take the responsibility to ensure that pest control is always taken care to the best of it. So I request Deen Dayalan sir to come. I request KK to give the memento, please. Thank you. We managed to identify a lot of cracks across all the blocks. When it was first told to us in person by the residents of Block 4, we identified that the kind of cracks that developed from the basement to the top. So it was not just to be cemented or verum paint apply பண்றது மட்டும் இல்லை. The entire portion wherever the thing has chipped out, the rest clear ஆன levelingல இருக்கா அதிலேந்து பார்த்து from basement to the top. I think he has crossed approximately about 3 to 4 blocks now. There is another 3 to 4 blocks left. But still the kind of commitment he has shown from beginning to end, the way he is painted, the way he was able to fill up the cracks, adukana solution போட்டு இன்னி வரைக்கும் he has been doing a very good job, which he will continue to do. But we thought we should recognize Alexander for that job. Please. So Alexander will always prefer to be given an award by someone who has recognized him to do the work for RMT. So can I have Selvamani sir to give the award to him? Please, வாங்க. ஆமா நீங்க கொடுக்கணும். We've almost come to the ரொம்ப ஆசையாக இருந்தது to ensure that the RMU is up before the committee is over, but still it's okay. The approval is done, the sanctioning is done, the refurbishment is done, the approval from the department has already come. We are just in the last stage, which will be handholded in the next 2 weeks, because block 1234 was not into the new scheme of the EB, because 567 had that RMU, which you can all see. So over a period of time, the way the entire pillar had fallen and all that, but still somebody who has taken that initiative to do that. Is Shankaran sir present today? No. Okay. So, Shankaran is a bit ill. So I would request maybe the person who initiated this, in the sense like, இதெல்லாம் பண்ணணும்னு இருந்தது, somebody was able to connect the dots for us to ensure this project is taken. So maybe he can collect it on his behalf and we will ensure it is given to him. Obviously, I request my lovely friend Madan to collect it. Please, come. Collect it on behalf of him, just. Because in the Shankaranoda meeting, ukkara vechi, the initiate panna credit, I have to always give it to my So these are the service providers who have helped us. It will not go complete if I do not recognize the people who are with us within RMT all through the time. From the security to the plumbing to the housekeeping to immense. And or mara tythliyum seri illa any kind of a problem, the people who have always stepped in, we believe they are the ones who have always been the people on the ground, on the floor to always help us. So a small recognition to a few of them. So the first I would call Sendil, our ASO, security ASO. Sendil and Karuna, please come. The way Sendil and Karuna have given a kind of security, literally the word to it. Because one personal which I can always take a liberty on Karuna oda mela irukra urimela I will announce. His son was suddenly diagnosed of a very high fever. WBC counts went very high. 13-year-old child. Moved to the ICU. Went into critical. Third day the child passed away. Ellam mudichu 10வது நாள் he was back to life. எல்லாம் வந்து பணம் காசு எல்லாம் அப்புறம் தான். The intention that yes, I have a responsibility and I'll have to go back. Hats off Karuna. Illa words illa. The way you have shown your commitment. And the way Sendil has always shouldered him. So may I request Murli uncle to give them a beautiful medal. I just want you to put it on both of them. Please. हम आल को Thank you. When things were not looking okay, when the maintenance was really on a crazy spree, about 8 to 9 months back, somewhere in the month of January, onnume clarity illadambodhu, somebody who came and said, sir, எனக்கு ஓரளவுக்கு ஃபெமிலியாரிட்டி இருக்கு ஆரம்பி பற்றி, செக்யூரோ என்ன பாப்பா அனுப்பிச்சிருக்காங்க, பட் கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டாக கொடுங்க. ஏன்னா ஒரே டயத்தில் ரைட் ஃப்ரம் ஆர்ஓ டு எவ்ரி திங் பிகேம் டிஸ்ஃபங்க்ஷனல். வெதர் இட் வாஸ் ஹவு வாட் எல்லாம் அனலைஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி somebody who took up the responsibility on his shoulder and ensured that I will ensure that everything is in place. எந்த விதமான டென்ஷனும் காமிக்காம டீமை கரெக்டாக ரீஓரியன்ட் பண்ணி has done a fabulous job for us. May I have Shivakumar, the facility maintenance in charge. I request Prem sir to when it comes to housekeeping, when it comes to housekeeping, again, like how our vendors were immaterial of whatever age they were ready to do, and there is a group of people in our own housekeeping, tirelessly, without any kind of ஒரு மூஞ்சியை சுனிக்காம எப்போ எந்த வேலை செய்யணும் செய்யற ஒரு greatest intention-ஓட பண்ற two of our housekeeping people. Can I have Mallika Amma and Lakshmi Amma to come, please? Can I have Parvati and Vasanti Mami to come, please? ரொம்ப நல்லா வேலை பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. ரொம்ப நல்லா பண்ணுங்க. With the new installation of gym equipment, when we told him that நல்லா இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம்ப்பா, ஜிம்மில் வந்து அவ்வளோ நல்ல ஒரு எக்யூப்மெண்ட் கொண்டு வந்திருக்கோம். ஸோ நீ ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு நார்மல் இதோட ஒன்று நீ என்ஹான்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கோன்னு we asked him to enhance his qualification. So he took up a proper certification to ensure how best the fitness in RMT for the residents are making it. எப்படி அந்த அளவுக்கு பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு somebody has always dedicated himself for RMT. Can I have Praveen? Sir, please. Can I have Sivalingam sir to honor Praveen? Obviously, if housekeeping has done a fabulous job, if Shivakumar is able to give the plan and execute it, the boys who have always stood up to the requirement, irrespective of whatever it is. ஒரு வாட்டியும் புயலும் போதோ இல்லை ஃப்ளட்டும் போதோ we ensure that the house is kept safe. But we do not know who is there outside, standing amidst all the storm, without any kind of hesitation. These two boys have stood up all through the time for RMT. Irrespective of whoever has come in and gone out, their dedication has always been the best. Can I have Asad and Krishnan? We call him Apu. So the way they have stood up, no words. And அவங்களுக்கு யார்கிட்ட இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அவார்டு வாங்க பிடிக்கும்? யார் ஜாலியாக அவங்க ஷோல்டர் மேலே கேட்பட்டு டாய் என்ன பண்ணுற அப்படின்னு பேசுகிற ஒரு ஆள்கிட்ட தான் வாங்க பிடிக்கும். முரளினா வேறு சாய்ஸே இல்லை, நீங்கள் தான் வந்து போகணும். உனக்கு ஒன்று செல்ஃப்லெஸ்னஸ்ன்ற வேர்டெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ஈஸியாக யூஸ் பண்ணிடுறோம். பட் சம்படி ஹூ ஹஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் கேர்ட் as somebody's child as their own child. அந்த குழந்தை 1 வயசு 2 வயசு கதறி தீக்கும் வீட்டிலேருந்து வரத்துக்கு இன்ச்சு கூட எந்த டைட்டிலையும் பொறுமையை இழக்காம அவ்வளோ அழகாக குழந்தைய ஹேண்ட் பண்ணா. nobody other than Solai could ever do that for us. Solai, வாங்க போகிறோம், அட்டண்டன்ஸ் எல்லாம் போட்டது, நீங்கள் வாங்க. somebody who requests Leela aunty, நீங்கள் வாங்க. Please come and honor her with a medal. Please come. இந்த ஒரு மெடல் இவனை தவிர யாருக்குமே கொடுக்க முடியாது. இந்த செல்ல பிள்ளை ஆஃப் ஆர்எம்டி 11 மணிக்கு தான் வருவான். ஓகே, 3 நாளைக்கு ஒரு தடவை ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துக்கு போயிடுவான். சந்திரன் இட்டுமா சபரிமலைன்றுவான், டக்குன்னு இதை போட்டுப்பான் வேளாங்கண்ணின்றுவான். ஆனால் யாருக்கும் அவன் மேலே கோவமே வராது. பிகாஸ் such a lovely boy who has stood up to every residence. ஏன்னா என்ன கஷ்டமாக இருந்தாலும் டக்குன்னு போய் ஃபஸ்ட்டு நிற்கிற ஒரு பர்சன், தம்பின்னு கூப்பிடுற ஒரே உரிமை. Can I have Parthi? ராஜா. Sir, another selfless person in RMT. கோவிலுக்கு வந்து before even the event would start, somebody will wait with Murli Anna to ensure everything is in place. You should be able to. Thank you so much. So predominant awards is done. there is a few left. என்னடா இவ்வளோ பெருசு பெருசாக ஒரு 4-5 நிற்குது. You know, all the earlier awards was an RMT initiative. Okay, this particular award is a bit selfish initiative because this is my second time in the committee. It doesn't matter much. ஏன்னா எல்லாம் ஓரளவுக்கு தெரிஞ்சு வந்தோம், தோல் ஒரு மாதிரி இதாகிடுது. அதனால nothing difficult to run the committee. But somebody who has been first timers, who have been selfless, for whom 21-23 should be something very personal to the heart. So this is my personal initiative which none of them would know. I would like to give a memento to all my fellow MC members, because first time without any hesitation, the way they have stood up till the end, hats off to each one of them. So I think you should give a good round of applause for all the work they have done. Sridharan sir, nevertheless, was anywhere and everywhere. டேங்க்குக்கு வெளியில் இருந்தார், டேங்க்குக்கு உள்ளே இருந்தார், ஓகே பேஸ்மெண்ட்டு கீழே போனார். We never know how he was able to navigate such an energy on the move all the time. Hats off to him. KK, the kind of work pressure that he is in, அதுக்கும் இதுக்கும் எங்கேயுமே ஒரு கனெக்ஷன் கொண்டு வராமல், whenever there was an opportunity, he was always there to be part of it. So before I even proceed with the rest of the MC members, good that he is back here. Again, somebody who is not an RMT, but still அந்த ஆடிட்டர்ன்ற ஒரு ரோல் இருந்தாலும், who has always been with us irrespective of the committee, to be part of the whole thing. Ganesh sir, please. Sampath sir, மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டேனோன்னு நினச்சேன், வந்துட்டீங்க. தேங்க்யூ. Somebody who travels like, you know, today Chennai, எங்கே இருக்கீங்க? இது ஹாங்காங் வந்துடுறேன். சடனாக ஃபோன் பண்ணால் இதில் இருக்காங்க. சென்னை எங்கே இருக்கேன்? இதோ லைப்ரரிக்கு தான் வந்துட்டு இருக்கேன், மீட்டிங் வந்து. Somebody who has been everywhere and anywhere, but ensured on two major aspects that was brought about. One, the FDs that was lying across in various banks, which got consolidated and has now yielded an extra interest of 7 lakhs per annum. அதை இனிஷியேட் பண்ண பர்சன். அண்ட் somebody who ensured bylaws, yes, it requires a huge change, it has to happen. அப்படின்றதுல was taken immense effort to even give it to the next committee to ensure they are able to implement. I would like to have Raja to come. You as residents have seen only 2-3 mails. We as committee members have always been kept on the இப்படி கம்ஃபர்டபுள் ஆனால் அங்கே அப்படி கொடுங்க அப்படின்ற ஒரு கைண்ட் ஆஃப் அ பர்சன். He unsettles people, but the intention has always been good. Somebody who's carried a lot of experience on the facility, who has also been part of the community for a good long time, has ensured every other aspect of the facility has his touch somewhere or the other to bring about the big change that we have been doing. Can I have Naren? See, you came in at the right moment when he is collecting the award. She came into the committee thinking Murali Anna will stand by the whole thing. Suddenly Murali Anna niye paathukontaru. But inchu kuda commitment to Koreyama, you know, the kind of events that she conducted all through the year, the karaoke, the kind of stalls that was arranged to, immense work. First time our madhila yarukume thonala, the way she has worked and helped the committee to sail through. Charu. Neela Mami is not around, but energy on the move. Ajijo, the way, the speed and the way she does things. Inniki in RMT, if MyGate is a possibility, which at least 70 to 80% of the residents have acknowledged and agreed, full credit goes only to Neela Aunty for that. And if there is somebody who can collect it on her behalf, it can only be her better half. Sir, only is better half. Murchuta. Neela Aunty or energy 1% to Koranjalan, there is somebody who will push her to do it. We didn't have Srikanth here, we didn't have Madhuji here, because Srikanth and Madhuji have contributed immense in terms of their presence itself has always helped. Though they formed into the committee in a very last stage, somebody was able to really help. So I have 2 awards reserved for them. Kiran is not here. He's been part of the committee all through. Really wished he was here to collect his memento. And obviously, last but not the least, enada ivaru unnu varliya correctana moment la entry pantaru enga president. So hats off to Kunni sir for all the support he has lent for his committee all through. Sir, a small memento. Thank you. The 3 awards அவங்க 3 பேர் வீட்டில் போட்டோம். கிரண் சார், ஸ்ரீகாந்த் சார், மதுஜி. The second time again, the first time it has been a beautiful journey all through. So let's get into the course. Sir, you can take leave. Thank you so much. Thank you. We are getting into our meeting now. Thank you. So we will go by the list of items that we have. We will have the presentation and adoption of the annual report, followed by the adoption of the audited accounts, the presentation and adoption of the budget. We are leaving it for the next committee to take over for appointment of reappointment of the auditors. Then the last of the item comes the new members to be inducted for the MC. So let us get on with the presentation for what has happened really in the last 1 to 2 years in RMT. We've been seeing a lot of things. A quick presentation to run you through into a lot of initiatives that has happened. And all of this wouldn't have happened unless we had the right timing of the MMC increase that happened. In 2015-17, there was a very, very closer stage at which me and Madan brought it to a increased stage, but appa panna mudiyala. But at least that carried on to this committee and ensured that we were able to increase the MMC. And the increased MMC there was a lot of activities that we were able to do. The key aspects that was focused: the clean, hygienic and the elegant look of the complex, good quality water, uninterrupted and stable power, good and brighter lighting, effective and efficient security. To ensure idile endha oru aspect is not compromised, and it is ensured that we are able to provide all of this. Things have been initiated, lot of things are completed, lot of things are work in progress, lot of things are yet to commence. But for all of this, what we identified was, today the number of houses occupied in RMT is close to about 95%. 95% occupancy la RMT is running today. And if you really look at the price range, which few people who know, not less than 70,000 going up to 1.25 lakhs of a rental value, and nothing less than close to 15,000 per square feet we have been able to achieve, because certain upkeeping has ensured, has moved into the complex. Next slide, please. The 3 guiding principles with which we started the committee in 2021: transparency, to enhance the value of RMT, whatever that could be done. 3, everybody is special or nobody is special. That was a very, very tough point for us to hold for the entire 2 years. But still we ensured either everybody gets it or nobody gets it. So and everybody gets it in our aspect of mattu we try to focus and ensure every block was called for a confidence. In fact, block 4 had a kind of feel that we never had a representation anytime, which Kinsley would be able to acknowledge. In the last 1 year, the amount of work that has gone in for Block 4. Any few words that you want to have on this, Kingsley, that you have visibly seen, will be a good encouragement to a lot of us.
So one thing about the committee as a whole is on the renovation part, which I'm keen on. Some of the seepages and other things which wherever I notice and hear the feedback. Sridhar and team was immediately quick enough to respond and do the work. And this is one critical area which the committee also has to work on. It's a continuous effort we need to take. And whenever the lighting, the small lighting, cracks, paintings, wherever we brought it, it was done on time.
Why I had to just give the mic for a minute to Kingsley was just to ensure that irrespective of whether the block has a representative or not, every MC has always believed what is required for any block at the right time has always occurred. So in that way, any committee coming in will also ensure that happens. Sir, next slide please.
May interrupt. See, after finishing,
I'll finish. Sure, you will talk, sir. You will surely talk. No. We categorize the entire activities that we did in RMT into 3 categories. 1, need to have. 2, good to have. 3, celebrations to have. And in this 2 years, we ensured we were able to touch upon a lot of these aspects, right? From the RMU to the tank repair to GI to UPVC to the new lift to RO plants to water augmentation to seepage issues. These are all need to have, irrespective of whether you like it or not. All these has to be done. And in lot of these areas, 100%, 70%, 30% capacity, like things have happened, which obviously the next group has to continue. Good to have in terms of the look and feel of RMT. Or entrance level or chinna RMT signage, to the kind of lighting improvements that has happened across the blocks, to the painting, to the town hall meetings, to the new gym equipment, to the creech renovations that have to be done. In fact, town hall meeting was a revelation to all of us. Ella service provider ko every month a check has to be cut, but there was no validation of what is happening, who is doing, but we didn't want to restrict it only to the MC members. So from January 2023, every month, first Sunday, all the service providers sit like this at 11 o'clock on the first Sunday of every month, and every resident is called for to question them on what is the lack of services, where they have to improve. And if we found that close to 70% of the residents had a grievance, we had put their payment on hold and told them, you have to finish this and collect your payment. So there was a kind of accountability that was strongly fixed through these town hall meetings that we conducted. And obviously celebrations to have. We did Christmas, we did Diwali, we did Pongal, we did the IPL matches, to the RMT nights, to a holy celebration, to movie night, karaoke evenings, to Vinayak Chaturthi, to the lighting across all the clubhouse for the Ramzan, including every other possibility. All celebrations happened in the last 2 years. What are the major focus areas in 2023 that was focused? Replace all the 9 service lifts into the new lifts that has happened. Hats off to a great contribution of Ravi and Shankar, the way they were able to do. A good round of applause, though they are not present here, for the immense work that they did here. RO water and the metro water supply. The way, because somewhere about 3 lakh liters of water is the requirement for RMT on a daily basis. On a daily basis. The way, over time, suddenly RO will not pump in, Unnur Pakambata, metro water level will not come, suddenly we have to buy about 25 tankers suddenly. All that was managed and ensured that not a single day there was any kind of a water issue across all this. That's why we ensured that every block-wise WhatsApp group was activated very strong. The maintenance person and the estate manager were part of the entire system. So that edana one issue vandalo, immediately that is taken up and that is addressed. Resolve the leaking of the UPVC pipes in the terrace, replace all the GI pipes connected to the overhead tank, the overhead tank refurbishment itself. We will take you through few of those slides. The painting and the lighting, to the seepage initiatives that have started, the RMU installation that is in the progress, then the monthly town hall meeting that was conducted, and few more items that we will cover. obviously the 9 replacement lifts that was done across all the last point orientation. The licenses is very much in the process of completion. So all the new lift, all procedures and process is completed. So things are in place. Next slide, sir. The RO water challenges and the new initiatives that was taken. Since March 23, the well water level was declining significantly. The RO plant remained idle with significantly lower output. Bought water from private tankers. Later, from April, we moved directly to the metro water tankers. That is, there was a scheme that was available where you have to book it in any one of the resident name and an OTP is generated, where if you had just had to buy that water from that regular private lorry that we were doing before, that was close to about 3,500 rupees per lorry. One small initiative to ensure that ஒரு ரெசிடென்ட்டை கால் பண்ணி சார் உங்கள் நம்பரை கொடுக்குறோம் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஓடிபி வரும் ப்ளீஸ் ஜென்ரேட் இட் அண்ட் சென்ட் இட் டு த ஆஃபீஸ். One small step was taken. A 3,500 rupees lorry was procured at 800 rupees per lorry. Direct metro water tanker was important cost saving, was assured quality of water because the TDS of the water was ensured as nothing beyond 250 all through the time. For the 7 months from April 23, the cost of purchase of water was about 3 lakhs, one of the lowest. This includes the entire summer period because it was 35 lakhs, which came down to about 23 lakhs. And now this is the price at which we are in. We are close to somewhere only about 3 lakhs there. The water charges of 2021 is about 23.4, 21-22 about 10.2, 22-23 7.1, 23-24 is about 3 lakhs now. 2 new source wells were dug. That is block 1 and 2 Naduliyum, block 4 and 3 Nadula, adhe mari block 5. These were all the water which was flowing just a waste of the entire rainwater. The main reason for TDS level to come down is if your groundwater is steady and good, then your TDS level has to come down. So what we did was we tried to ensure that there was a proper recharge well in between every other block. So close to about 6 recharge wells came into place, and we'll show you the video. The water out there was getting collected. It will only flood our rear side. From 1, 2, 4 and 5, the entire rear side was completely blocked. But that water was ensured. The way it was all getting collected. Entrance opposite to the temple you will find one of the major wells. Very close to the 2 entrances, 2 more. So all this water which was just flowing out without any use was all getting into the ground. So we can go back to the slides. Pipes from the well blocked with mud affected. Free water flow was replaced with the new ones. And the pipes how it was, the way it was getting clogged. This was the condition of the pipes. This was the pipe through which we were getting water. And you should look at how the water was flowing, the first second of the video. This is how the water was. Next one, sir. This is how the water is today that we are all receiving in our own houses. Next one. Primary entrances, there is a long gutter which you would have seen, from the temple side to this end of it. The long gutter was made at the entrance to recharge the 2 wells and facilitate the raw well water pipes to pass through the gutter to easier cleaning and repairs in the future. Because adella major clogging spot. All that was removed. Equally, on the rear side of third block because the water was not getting stopped and pushing, so there was a recharge well which was pushed, and even if there was a water that was getting beyond, was stopped and was pushed back into the recharge well. Next slide. Anything related to the RO initiative? The plant is over 20 years. Many parts, including the motor, required a review and a replacement. It was done. Water requirement is also to increase due to the increased occupancy and demand. Demand has gone very huge across all the houses in RMT today. The new TDS, which is less than 800, has been brought down with over a lakh of litter being pumped out on a daily basis. Work jointly with the operator, replace the media filter. That's where our RO plant in charge, Appas, had played a very important part. Replaced about 8 membranes to ensure that water flow is clear. Realign the pipes carrying the output. Then pumping water from the sump 1 and sump 2 to reduce. Matthew Uncle's very important and a prompt advice to us to ensure that the sump 1 and sump 2 was not getting cleared frequently. It was over n number of years because due to the COVID was not done. So that was taken up and that was cleaned up. How was the, it is that? When the cleaning up, this is how the sump was. The first picture is what was there inside the sump. So all that which was near the RO plant, all that was removed, cleared, and now it takes in through a good water for us. Yes, sir. Go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Shiva. You go to the financial report. Financial report is completed. Since we have explained predominant of this, so the finance, because it's about 11:30, we'll go to the financial report. Take it.
Good morning. We circulated the minutes, and audited accounts on 6th of October, and we wanted any clarification 5 days in advance, and we have not received one, so I assume that all of you have gone through, and before that I thought I'll talk about the salient points so that we understand what are the challenges we have had and how we have overcome, and what are the points we need to take care for the next year. Okay, the slide is coming up, but it's in my mind. I can talk about it. Last year we had 212 lakhs or 2 crore 12 lakhs as the collection. This year it went to 2 crore 70 lakhs, which means the additional 75 paise per square foot is contributed in the year. So we can say 212 has become 270. And the other income, it was 32 lakhs and now it has become 37 lakhs. In both the cases you will find the increase in MMC has contributed in a significant way. And from not audible. Okay. So, should I start from the beginning? Okay. No, other income, it was 32 lakhs and it has become 37 lakhs. What is important to note is that income from non-members have gone up, income from scrap sales have gone up, income from the hall rent has gone up, and finally we ended up at 38 lakhs as other income, which includes bank interest and lot many charges. Like MyGate has contributed in a big way because we were getting more stalls in our outside open space. So overall income, yes, we all know it's a constantly monitored. And when it comes to expenses, we have split it into operating expenses and discretionary one. Operating expenses, the security or Securo, pest control, lift maintenance, these are all almost fixed expenses based on contracts. So which was operating at 79% till last year. We have ensured that it comes to 71%. Contribution is one, the higher revenue and the expense management. One of the things which Balaji talked about was purchase of water, which was 23 lakhs, and this year it was 7 lakhs. So expense management played a key role. This year we all know EB tariff has gone up. Securo contract was revised after 5 years because they were not able to meet the statutory payments. As a result, we thought we should increase the Securo, whatever payments were made, and then in spite of EB tariff, in spite of Securo contract being revised, we were able to operate at 71%. And then repairs and maintenance, which was around 51 lakhs last year, and now it is 84 lakhs, largely coming from buildings and the overhead tank and lots of maintenance. Whatever Balaji has shown, everything was costing money, whether it is overhead tank, whether it is RO plant, wherever we have spent a lot of money because the quality was very poor. Now we have ensured that we have started. Now here I want to recollect, the EGM we had two major factors. One is the service lift replacement and the another one was seepage. Now we are attending the seepage from our contribution and we have not collected any money. This year almost 50 lakhs has gone for building maintenance and this will continue. Apart from that, the depreciation has remained flat, and I'll talk about service lift and why we have not capitalized because it has a GST element, and our auditor is here. We have taken external opinions, and then we realized that since it's a capital and it's part of the building, we are not taking the GST input credit. Therefore, we have not passed it on. So finally, we have not brought it inside our books of account. Tax is slightly higher because income is higher, and the tax is not on MMC contribution, it is on other income, just in case you wanted to note. Balaji touched upon the fixed deposits. So our fixed deposit was for some unknown reasons with the Union Bank of India, Valasaravakam branch. Okay, and they were paying 5.3 for a longer tenure. We have incurred around 40,000 for pre-closing charges, brought it to Punjab National Bank, and they are offering a 7.25 with the facility, which means we want to withdraw, we can withdraw against that, though we have not used that opportunity. FD values is around 3 crores. And we have been focusing on aesthetics, Balaji touched upon, and wherever possible, the outer lighting we have replaced, we have painted, we have brought the new RMT signage, and our focus was on aesthetics, our focus was on building maintenance, and core infrastructure, both electricity and water, we have been taking care. Rental income from open space is doubled. Scrap sales resulted in 1.5 lakhs. Last year, you would see 11,000 or something because scrap sales normally do not come because it's on cash basis. This time, better controls and some of the scraps we have really eliminated and got generated close to 1.5 lakhs. Purchase of water, previous year Balaji touched upon 33 lakhs, 23 lakhs, 7 lakhs, and this is the last year, and current year it's only 8 months and we have been spending around 3 lakhs, but we all should give, yeah,
Sridharan sir is here. Absolutely, without his support, we would not have got into this place. See, in January, Balaji touched upon, we had an issue because that was the time Shivakumar took charge and Metro Water stopped, RO Water stopped on the same day. So this was a challenge, but no one realized that we have to call Metro Water, remove the blocks, and we have to ensure that Metro Water supply was not disrupted. And then we started working on RO, and we realized that completely it was much, and then we have to replace all the pipes. So it was a period we managed through tanker lorry supply, but subsequently Sridharan has taken on his stride to ensure that the water situation improves. So big round of applause. We all thank you. When it comes to lift, see, we asked for EGM 25 rupees per square foot, and then we wanted to replace service lift, and we wanted to take seepage as a subject. Later we realized seepage is not going to be addressed by collecting 2 crores and then you can't spend 2 crores. It is continuously you have to keep investing. That was the reason we have not gone back to residents to ask for additional money. The 25 rupees, though EGM has agreed that both the projects, one service lift replacement and seepage, both are important. We thought we will manage the seepage through the contribution. As we can see, we are able to generate around 5 lakhs per month surplus in our day-to-day operations, which means close to 60 lakhs we are able to spend from our normal revenue generation over expenditure. And last line is sundry creditors. Probably I'll take Madan's support on 5.37 for Srivari has been outstanding for quite some time. Now with the RMU getting installed, I'll work with the next committee to ensure that it is written back and no longer it's a liability, because the agency itself is shut down now, right? So these are the major highlights, and probably Balaji. So whatever leftover on the secretary report, let him complete. After that, we will take questions, and then we will get into the agenda minutes of adoption of accounts. See, water augmentation, I can briefly touch, and Sridharan will see what drop. See, yeah. No, the previous year was 33 lakhs. See, water, correct. Let me give a big picture. One is, we were spending 33 lakhs earlier in 2019. At that year, there was a failure of monsoon and Metro Water supply could not take place. So the purchase of water was the main source with which we were running. And later, the previous committee, they have taken the rainwater harvesting as a subject and ensured that the pipes were going from various places and rainwater harvesting was done. When the rainwater harvesting along with a good monsoon happens, then we used to get supply from RO water and Metro Water. So we have 2 sources. And Metro Water, we realized that there was only, and there were 2 connections to RFD, which Matthew sir has highlighted. After that, we were working with the Metro Water department, and they said we cannot give 2 pipes coming to the same location. What possibly we can do is increase the pressure so that we get more water. So the number of liters of water we are getting is higher, which is resulting in higher water tax. Water tax is higher. Okay. So metro water is one source. The second source is the RO. RO is now 15-year-old or more than that, which means the membranes, motors, and all the filters, everything has become old. So this year we have spent a good amount of money in RO, the membranes, filters, and the cleaning up, which results in 2 lakh liters of metro RO water supply on a daily basis, 1 lakh from metro water. If we have not done, RO was producing 1 lakh liter per day. Now it is 2 lakh. After we have invested all the money. Okay. So 3 lakh. So this is what we call water augmentation. And if we have not seen an outside water tanker coming into our apartment, we should be clear that the supply is from metro and RO.
New wells that has come up, plus the existing well, the depth that has been taken. So block 6 and 7 opposite, there is a new well that's come up. 1 and 2 Pinari, there is a new well that has come up in the last 4 months. And the existing well that was in the turn of 1 and 2, that was dug another 4 feet deeper. So now what is happening is, with the recharge wells around, the groundwater level quality has improved. So the water in the well automatically is going to generate with a less TDS. Going forward, the efforts that has taken will reap a lot of benefits. Obviously, it has to go through a process. Somebody, previous thing they took on the rainwater harvesting. Now this committee has taken. So Anamari, water is something that will always keep evolving because we are the closest to the sea. So that issue of water will always remain an aspect to be clear.
There's 80,000 liters, coming per day, which is huge. And in spite of that, there's a reduction. So we need to understand that with the demand increasing so tremendously, we've managed to do the recharge well. We managed to dig wells, deepen the wells, and do recharge wells. So that in future years, but there's no hard and fast. In future years, we just try to make sure that we are insulated against further increase. There's a lot of good work gone in this. It's not only just reducing the amount. It's also augmenting supply and being able to take care of larger demand, and the demand will increase. You know it, I know it. Tomorrow it will increase. We should be able to.
Yeah, you can continue. Further in the slides, sir. Replacing of all GA pipes in and out of the tank. So maybe on the terrace we can show a couple of slides. Terrace. So on the third block rear side, whenever there used to be a 15 minutes rain, okay, you should see the way in which the water gets into the basement. Can you just show the second video? This is how water flows into the basement. It just requires 10 minutes for a minimum of 1 feet of water to just get accumulated. Immediately up to the basement lift it is filled. So the entire rear side was ensured that, because from the front the sloping goes like this. So it goes like this, it turns and gets into the basement. So in the slope there was 2 recharge wells to ensure that all the 70% of the water flowing into the slope goes into the well. And even if it had to take a turn, the slope was a bit elevated on the rear side of block 3, so that the water was not able to go up and get into the basement. So 2 sources in which the basement was flooded, one through the ground and one through the wind, because block 3 is the closest to the rear side wall. If you compare the block 3 and the block 5, the distance between the rear wall to the basement of block 5 and the distance between the rear wall and the basement of block 3. It used to be hardly about less than 5 feet is the distance. So whenever there is used to be a rain with the wind, the entire water would come down. So there was a kind of a canopy that was put, which you would be seeing as you cross the. So the water from the ground and from the top was avoided. So that was one of the initiatives, because the highest occupancy block, the volume of everything is there. So obviously it had to be done on an urgent basis. So that was one of the activity that was improved.
I saw some WhatsApp messages that we have spent a capital expenditure for the dawning. It is 1.5 lakhs or 1.67. So just in case someone talks about this amount is so huge, it is not so huge. It is not a capital expenditure. So I saw some WhatsApp messages that this is so much of amount being spent for block 3. This is for the basement flooding. To avoid that, we have put for 1.6 lakhs. So just wanted to clarify that from finance point of view.
So this is how the terrace water leaking and the new pipes that was put and all was plugged there. Next, sir. Next video. This is how the pipes were in our own tank. This was the quality in which the entire water was flowing in the tanks on the terrace. Next. அடுத்த இது பாருங்க. Next, sir. Next. Next. This was inside the tank. Like the Chandrayaan video we saw. This is how the walls and the floor of our tank was. And the kind of leakages that was happening from the tank outside. Next video. Slowly this was completely taken up across all the 9 blocks. And next is up as we moved on.
So this was the tank which was done in one of the blocks, where you can see after some time how the walls are being so badly. See, this is how you can see that somebody is rubbing the wall of the tank inside. You can see how it is just all coming out, because all the walls have become completely porous, and just it's, if you store water in this type of tank, you can imagine what type of water you get when it's coming inside your apartment. So what we did is we completely taken out the floor completely, relaid the floor, and then did the plastering of all the floors, and then we started doing the waterproofing. So this is the first level of activity. Then we will show you the subsequent slides how the next process was happening.
Output of the tank now, the present tank. The seepage outside of every other tank. Next one, the final is going. How it is now. This is how our final output of the tank is. Next slide is anything else? In block 5B, the size of the crack. Literally like any time the tank would fall. So that was taken up. The curing was done, the plastering was done. Post the council. இந்த கிராக் க்ளோஸ் பண்ண முடியும். That was the region that had the crack, and post which we were able to get it done. Yes, sir. The 5B entrance, if anyone would have noted before, the first of the blocks when you entered, the 5B entrance was like this. When you enter the block, the right hand side, the entire area was completely like a sewage running out there. So that was completely taken up, the entire work happened, and now it's like this here. If you could go to 5B as you enter, you will find the entrance part completely done with out there. Where is it? Fine. So with this is the work that's happened in the last 2 years, obviously, with the effort of the residents to see. What we actually think is MC is also residents. MC is not something which lives in Poyas Garden and runs RMT here. Okay, if water is not okay for all of us. So every initiative was taken to ensure that all of us benefit and all of us are able to live a better life out here. So thank you so much for the patient listening to the work that's gone for you, not for the 9 of us here living. So.
Before I move the resolution for adoption of audited accounts, are there any clarifications needed? Yes, collection of dues is.
Sir, the collection of dues there, 2 parts, sir. One, December 2022, lift which all of us knew that it was essential and all of us using it on a daily basis. The outstanding in December 22 for a resolution passed in March 22, the outstanding was 1.2 crores. We had to call each of them. எவ்வளோ வாட்டி கூப்பிடுவீங்க? எப்படி நான் கிரெடிட் கார்டு வாங்கிக்கிறீங்களா? கண்ணா பின்னான்னு பேச்சு. பிகாஸ் வி ஹேவ் தட் மைட். என்ன கெட்ட வார்த்தை பேசலாம், என்ன வேணாலும் பேசலாம். 1.2 crores came down to 12 lakhs in the last 10 months of it. என்ன வேணாலும் வார்த்தை. And still people who are glorified the sirs of RMT has not paid a rupee for the lift yet. Owning about 3 to 4 apartments, valuing over 20-30 crores, is not able to pay the lift charges. So efforts are taken to do it. இது எல்லாமே on a self-conscience should prick. என்னடா எல்லாத்தையும் யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம், வெக்கமே இல்லாமல் இப்படி கொடுக்காம இருக்கமே அப்படின்ற ஒரு எண்ணம் வராத வரைக்கும் the others will bleed for the rest. That's how we are. அது எந்த கமிட்டியாலையும் can't do beyond a point. We should do it. The recommended bylaws is bringing it. Because whatever is possible, I see here, the Subramanian people who are 70 plus, who just don't have anyone around. It's just 2 of them in the house. But one day in the Achana, there is a prompt payment. They don't use the clubhouse, they don't use the swimming pools, but they understand that there is a guiding principle that I'm part of a community.
Not even the lift.
Ground floor. Not even the lift. But if everybody are following something, I have to be part of it.
You should be happy those who are living in the 8th floor, not having paid the money. You should be happy that they are not living in the ground floor. They say we don't use the lift, we won't pay. That is the mentality of some people.
So beyond all of it, somewhere the new bylaw we have recommended a lot of changes. right from the representation per block lane, there is a lot of recommendations that Raj had personally worked to ensure that all these are brought. We will be recommending it to the incoming committee to ensure it has to take place. What really pains is when people say, higher square feet houses are subsidizing the lower square. Independent would want to. You are in a gated community. You wanted a 2,400 square feet. He wanted a 1,700 square feet. That's all. Doesn't mean that you are subsidizing somebody. And the language itself is a problem. What are you doing with the what? Which 12 lakhs? No. The outstanding of 1.2 crores has come down to 12 lakhs, I'm sure. Following up them, we don't have another option.
Many of these houses are lost, so we can't switch off the water and the electricity is not yet.
In fact, of all the houses, all those houses which were locked for decades, even we reached out to them and ensured that payment was done. People who have not been living here for about 10 years, we have also ensured those paid. But still there are people living here who have not paid yet.
Change in the administration, in the office. This outstanding list should be properly done. Even after having paid personally, the names come. You might have seen my emails. I have proved that I paid the money. Still, my name was in the outstanding list for 2 months.
Correct.
This is not correct.
That's our system.
Then, no. They said that Mr. Manikandan is no longer here. He said, we have not reconciled. Then you should, if you have not reconciled, the name should not come in the list at all.
Okay, I'll take this because
One second, sir. You are a finance person, we all can talk about it. See, many of the apartments, large apartments, when they move to a app like MyGate, even the collections is integrated. In our case, what's happening is that out of 280, 220 have adopted, and many of them pay cash, many of them pay very different frequency. If either they should pay quarterly or bi-monthly, they pay annually. Some of them do not pay unless we go and knock them. And so all sorts of payments, and we are used to a very different ways of payment of monthly maintenance charges. In newer apartments like Cedros and all, you pay only through the app, right? It's not through collections. And the moment you miss the deadline, automatically the interest is charged. So this is one thing which we wanted to do, but because of so many other people and we are not consistent, we are finding it difficult. Now what's happening? Some of the residents pay from their wife's account to a Bank of Baroda account, and the names are different. People are not able to reconcile. No.
Here. The point is there is a clear case, apartment number 4B, block 5, maintenance charges for October. Still it says it has come from somebody's account and you cannot.
Correct.
Again, number 1. My wife is also a joint account holder, joint owner of the property.
No, sir, I'm not arguing in your case. What I'm saying is.
So I wanted to tell you this has happened.
Correct. So we are having a bank account. So what is reflected in the bank statement we have to relate. Some of them do not even put their apartment number. So from the name we have to look at. And if the names are also not an RMT person, so we are in a primitive way of reconciliation. In the late 80s when I was doing a CA, we used to do a bank reconciliation through a tick. Like that we are doing now. Though my office and others have moved in a digital platform in a big way, here at MyGate we can integrate, but we are not able to. Okay?
So we just go with the items in the list and take questions as it.
Yeah.
And go with this one.
Are we open to suggestions right now for the oncoming?
No, not now.
No, not right now.
No, let's finish the agenda.
Okay.
Presentation and adoption of annual report for the year ended 31st of March 2023. Presentation.
Yeah. So can we pass a resolution that we have adopted? So all of you raising the hands, okay, we will take it as passed. You are proposing, someone should second it. Okay, Srinivasan sir. I'll record this, okay. So, proposed by Dr. Srinivasan. See, presentation and adoption of the budget. This one, when we are continuing, it makes sense because we can plan the next 6 months. Because of the discretionary amount is very high and the contractual amount are more or less fixed, we thought the next committee which is taking over should have the liberty to plan their budget. And because, see, if you look at our expenses, electricity board charges comes, and then the 5 contractors, the security, the pest control, RO plant, and one more. So, literally our expenses are close to 17 lakhs per month on a fixed basis. And our collection is around 23 lakhs. So the 6 lakhs is only the amount which we play around. And when it comes to around 70 lakhs for repairs and maintenance for a year. And the planning has to essentially go there only. Which one takes priority, what is needed and what is urgent, what is important, all those things. Therefore, without that, and since we are not going to have it, we are dropping the budget and we expect the next committee to take up the budget. Yeah. Sanjeev, there were 2 aspects. When we took over, see, when we took over, all the contracts were not renewed, which means the Securo contract was in 2018, the pest control we have not renewed, SDB was asking for additional money. So every contractor was asking because of COVID, and we have not given increase because we were living hand to mouth, I should say, because 16 lakhs collection, 16 lakhs spend. Therefore, we wanted to increase so that we can bring one new contractors, change wherever it is important, where the service level can be enhanced. So for the 75 paise is not intended for seepage or capital expenditure. Okay, let's be very clear. But what we managed is very different. Therefore, we brought 0.75 increase for revenue expenditure and 25 rupees for lift and 25 rupees for seepage. That 25 rupee for lift we have collected and we have installed 9 lifts. But the 25 rupee for seepage we have not collected. That 0.75 which we collected additional is in a base building, we are putting it back to buildings. So, and only the Securo contract was revised. SDB was for various other reasons we have to terminate. We all know, some of you through other channels. And then because they were continuing for 8 years and there was a government instruction to take care of this aspect. And now we have a black cats which is almost at the same rate of black SDB. And RO water plant, we have spent a lot of money as a repairs and maintenance, but the contractual amount remains the same, the AMC. Pest control, yes, we are doing it because of multiple levels, and now the things are very different. And we are monthly basis, we are taking care, like now as we speak, there are 3 snakes in the other corner. So we have to put there's no way we can put a pest control and the snakes will go away, right? So we have to put our entire compound wall with a mesh because the other, the next compound, they have cleaned it up. There's some between Leela and RMT.
Or increase?
No,
what do you feel?
See, Sanjeev, that 1.7 crores, if you can pay, then it's a very different question. Since we are not collecting the 25 rupee per square foot, we are running with the surplus which is getting generated. My suggestion, because of the building is also old, let's continue for 3-4 years, and meanwhile the inflation will catch up. Correct.
RMU. Accordingly, contract account. So the adoption of budget is not.
Clarifying, the first one is about annual report, which is basically secretary report. The adoption of audited accounts for the year 31st of March. So the resolution what we have agreed on audited accounts, we wanted to clarify. First one is about secretary report, second one is about audited accounts. So we'll take Mr. Muralidharan and Mr. Srinivasan as the proposer and seconder. Budget, we talked about appointment of auditors and fixing their remuneration. So
I'm asking. Everybody want to ask for interest? Surprise? I'm a chartered accountant.
I would personally propose an increase, but I have not thought through.
If you want, I propose.
20,000 per annum is the auditor fees.
I propose.
Propose how much that you do offer.
If he is not asked for an increase.
He doesn't ask.
So that we can No, I told him he is not wanting it.
I think we should.
No, I just asked.
No, so, Dad, if the vendor wants it, he will ask and let the committee, whoever it is, yeah, I don't think we should instigate this.
No, I'm not instigating, please. I think you're using the wrong word, Mr. Narendra. You're using the wrong word. I'm not done, I'm not, I asked. Okay?
Okay, so appointment of auditors will go ahead with the Ganesan company, and remuneration,
though Modi sir is asking for an increase, we are keeping it 20.
No, since it's all
No, I just asked him.
see, these are all inflationary one, and if he is proposing an increase, next committee will take it up and then will increase.
Who will propose that?
Yeah.
For the appointment of auditors and fixing the remuneration? Prem sir will. Who will second it?
Murli has raised that.
Next thing, elected new members of the RMPOA MC for the term 2 years. We have received the 9 members that the election officers have given, and that is the group that is formed for the upcoming new committee. So, who will propose this? Yeah, sorry.
We are not aware of it. It is not found in the annual report also. Who are all the office bearers and how many members, committee members are there? It is not there. I would like to know. See, when I approach the office, there is absolutely no registration number. So they say, when I ask them, what is the registration number? They show the GST registration number. The society registration number is not there. I'm sorry. Sir, it is not there even in the annual report or in the election notice or in the demand note or in the any registration number of the association. It is not there. It is annual 19 of 2004 I but it is not there. Because I would like to know, see, when I asked, Anbu was there, I like to meet the president. He said that we are not supposed to give the names of the president or the president, where they are, and I said, where are they eligible? No, we won't tell you, sir. We are not supposed to. I know. So that's why, let there be a board of office bearers and the committee members. Even now, I do not know how many office bearers are there and how many committee members are there, because there are 7 blocks. Pardon, sir? This has been checked. See, you please tell us how many committee members are there? Huh?
So, Bala, can I have the mic? No, I have an issue before you're adopting a resolution to elect. So I have an objection, and I've actually done a legal notice. Everyone is aware about that, because I think the election process has not been fair, and those people who have actually applied, right, and whose applications have been rejected, have not been done fairly, have not been told as to what is the reason. And even if they have been told, right, if they've been told, they've not given an opportunity to rectify it, supposing there's a rectification, or they've not been able to come back with the reasons. So, you know, I think in the interest of our society, and in the interest of this being a fair election, you know, that these 9, I have nothing against the 9 members who are coming, right? I have no personal interest against any of those people as such. But I'm just saying that in the interest of this current system, or what has been done, of who had applied, why were they rejected? If they were rejected, were they given a chance to rectify their, supposing they were dues or something, were they given a chance to rectify that and then continue with that? I think that should be done, and elections should be done accordingly. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Anyway, the election process has followed like how it had been done for all years together. There was not because we received the details from them, and we are supposed to, because we thought that it's going to be the election officers who are supposed to speak in the AGM, but it is very clear that they have to recommend and it ends there. So the recommendations given by the election officers have got the numbers to be 9 and a reason for the rejections of the rest. So we, as part of the agenda for adopting the new committee into this AGM, if there is any vote of hands that is required to ensure that the 9 people who have been selected, okay, can I have an yes for the 9 people who have been selected by show of hands? What? It is your opinion. We took your opinion. Thank you. They have been the deciding authorities, and they've done a fair rail on that. Huh? Okay. You want to know the election officers? They are here. Yeah, it was held.
Not held. There is no election held. There is no election held.
You don't have to scream, sir.
No, because they're not liking to speak.
You have spoken enough. We have given the rest of it. I think we should allow the residents to talk. You can't be doing all the talking all the time.
You're bulldozing the point.
He is talking. Let us finish what he is talking. No?
Let us understand.
He is talking, sir. That's what I am saying. Madam, somebody is talking. Let us give him a chance to talk.
I spoke first.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Can we know who the election officers are? Can they explain to us what happened?
Okay. No, sir.
Please.
Simple as that. We'll finish it off.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is S. Srinivasan. I stay in Block 33F. Mr. Prem is my co-electoral officer. He stays in Block 5. Now, there have been a lot of mails about this present election. I'll take this opportunity to thank everyone for the cooperation extended, and I'll try and explain the process that we have gone through in arriving at the final list. There were 16 nominations received from various individuals, out of which 11 were from a group, as intimated by one of the group participants. We forwarded the entire list of 16 to the current RMT office and asked them about the dues, if any, from any of them, and whether they are disqualified in any way, and also to confirm that any of them are members of the current committee. These were the three questions we raised to them. These were answered officially by the current secretary. We went through them and found that 4 were not in compliance of the bylaws of the society. See, out of the 4, we actually wanted to call all of them individually, discuss with them, tell them what is the issue, and then if possible, get their concurrence to withdraw. We called 4 of them, 3 of them turned up. We discussed with each of them, and all of them agreed, except one person who went back saying that he will come back 24 hours late. So we waited for about 60 hours before we finalized this list. Now, out of the 16, 4 were, 2 have not paid up the transfer fee and therefore were not even members of the society, and as per 8C clause of the bylaws of the association, they don't have an opportunity to even apply. Now, the other 2 were part of the members of the previous committee for a partial period. On this, we took a special legal opinion or legal advice from one of the residents who is a current practicing legal professional. And he agreed with us saying that any person who is part of the present committee, partly or full time, is not eligible to apply for the immediate next committee. The cooling period of 2 years will apply to them. This is as per clause 9, which is talking about the management committee. So on that basis, the 4 applications were kept aside, and then of the balance 12, while going through the various amendments to the bylaws, we hit upon the condition that the main clause, which is talking about the management committee, which is clause 9, is talking of only 9 members. And it also says that it is the 4 office bearers plus 5 committee members. The issue arose because in clause 7, the first line says that the committee consists of 9 members. Had it left it there, there would not have been any confusion. But the next line says that the committee consists of 4 office bearers and 7 committee members. This 7 is obviously a typo or a mistake, because we went through the previous amendments, and in 2014, when the integrated committee came into place, the numbers were reduced to 9, and there were proposals for block-wise representation, but unfortunately, the amendments were not built into the bylaws. Then we came across and finalized that the committee should be only 9 members. Based on that, we communicated to the incoming group that this is the situation. You have given a group of 11 people. So now let me know what is the final list of 9 people. So they came back and gave me a list of 9 people, dropping 2 from their original list. That leaves one issue of one gentleman who was proposed by one current office bearer, and he was the lone 10th gentleman about whom we could not decide till the afternoon of 27th. On 27th, On 27th afternoon, just before drafting the final recommendation to the MC, we tried speaking to that 10th gentleman. He was not contactable as he was traveling. Then we spoke to the proposer, and the proposer spoke to him, and the proposer came back to us assuring that the 10th gentleman would stand down. That was the understanding we had from the proposer himself. So we thought we are the entire post being voluntary and of service nature and honorary position, the gentleman would stand by his word, and therefore we went ahead and released the list saying that only 9 people are in contention, and these 9 people would are being recommended for appointment as the next committee against the 9 vacancies. So this is the process that we followed, and these are the reasons by which we have not been able to recommend anybody else. Now, if any of you have any questions, we are willing to answer.
If there are 11 people seeking to contest for 9 positions, the only option to me as a part of common sense open to the electoral officers is to run an election. Please, don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. Let me finish. There were 11 people. No, there were 11. They were requested to drop out. That is not the business of electoral officer. I'm sorry. This is simple. Forgive me. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I have, in my previous incarnation as a professor in my university, I have conducted far more contentious elections. So I'm saying it with a little bit of confidence. Election officers are not mediators. They are to implement the rules. It is incumbent on the part of the secretary to provide the election officers with a list of eligible voters.
Sir, that's what actually happened. Please. If I have to cut you, no, I have to cut you short here because...
I'm sorry, I'm not willing to be cut short. Sorry, sir, I'm not willing to be cut short.
No point in raising the voice like this, it doesn't work.
Sorry.
They had given me the list. No, let me clarify. They had given me the list. You can shout. No, you are giving very wrong information here. That's why I wanted to cut it short here. Out of the 16-member list that was given to us, let me clarify. I am answering him. I will come to you. I am answering him. No point in... Keep shouting. I am answering him. I will answer you. Our AGM la pesave mudiyadu, first of all. I will tell you the background. When the 16-member list was given, and he mentioned that I gave the 16-member list to the committee to see who is eligible and not eligible. Did he not make such a statement? No, you are trying to... He's not. That's all. You want to accuse him. That's the problem.
No, I don't want to accuse him.
Sir, I'm answering you, sir. No, you made wrong acquisitions on them. That's why I wanted to come in. The 16-member list was given to the committee, and they asked who's eligible, who's yet to pay any dues. Kindly check that list and give it to us, because the bylaw says if there are any dues, the person does not stand eligible. Because you're saying if 11 has to contest, everybody is given a right to elect. It's given only when certain disqualifications apply or not. You have to understand the disqualifications apply based on 2 notes. One, there is a transfer fee that has to be paid by the incoming buyer of an apartment. 2 of the residents have not paid who have applied. No, that is what the rule says. Come on. We are going by the bylaw, sir. We are going by the bylaw and clarifying it. We left the final decision on that. No, because you made a wrong statement there. That's why I wanted to clarify. You said they took a decision. They were not mediators. Those language and all doesn't work, sir. They are not. They have come in to do a voluntary job. You cannot accuse them of being mediators and broker. This kind of language is not allowed. This kind of language is not allowed. No. See, you speak like, no, that's your nature of talking. I'm not talking to you at all. I'm talking to you, sir. Okay, because you said common sense should prevail. You said everybody should be given an opportunity based on the eligibility of the candidate. As simple as that. The eligibility, they ask the committee because they do not have the records.
Can I continue?
Please go on.
Please.
Go on.
Please. No, let me finish. Please, sir. Last time you interrupted, I gave. Please, let me finish. I'm not accusing you or the electoral officers. I'm talking about the best practices.
Thank you, but the word was a bit hurting, that's all.
If it does, I apologize. No issue.
He is an elderly gentleman who had volunteered. We called him to be the officer. As simple as that. Because one of them who usually does it was not there, so we called him.
As I pointed out, I have done the same thing in far more trying circumstances. So I know their problems. It's not that I don't know. Okay? My point is very simple. The best practice would be to put on the notice board the list of eligible voters and the list of eligible candidates who have applied. And if there are more than the number of seats available, an election should be called. There is no other process which would appeal to common sense.
Sir,
That's all.
200% I completely vouch it. But the practices of RMT over a period of time with the number, wait no, making a joke out of here. Madan, you have run a committee? Madan, have you not run a committee? Wait. When people have run a committee, even in the previous attempt, we will make an attempt to see if anybody wants to withdraw.
Excuse me. Sir, you're absolutely right. There are a couple of things we want to clarify, and Nambi or Venkatesh or Murali or what Malhotra sir is saying. See, the process is correct, but the only thing is there are two questions. Last committee was about 11 members. How that has changed to 9, point number 1. Point number 2, there are provisions to disqualify the members who have applied, that they have applied. But the problem is that when we are asking for the nomination with proposer and seconder, there should be a process for them to get a withdrawal letter as well, which was not got. So these are the two clarifications we want. We are not questioning the process, principal process. Why that withdrawal is not taken as per you nominate. So here what the Mr. Srinivasan said is that he called the proposer and he has agreed. That doesn't go well. Otherwise the nomination also can happen the same way. Nah? There is a process. So that clarification is needed, point number 1. And again, as Malhotra said, the opportunity has to be given to the contestant to say whether it is right or wrong. So these are the two clarifications required. Otherwise, I can see the process going right. Why from 11 to 9 suddenly in a year? The sitting committee is with 11 members. They have downgraded to 7 members during the mid period of time. Suddenly how that 9 is coming out? So 11 can be done is what we agreed last time. So that has to be followed. So that clarification is not given by the election officers, point number 1. 2, the equal opportunity should be given to the people who are disqualified or the other person who are withdrawing voluntarily. So voluntary withdrawal is accepted. Now, it's not necessary that the election needs to be conducted for all the nominations. That is not the practice here or the rule says.
No, since Madan, you raised a point here. No, wait. Madan, you raised a point here saying about the 9 and 11. See, we have also taken recommendations and we are putting it in the table here. Let me clarify. That's what I was getting. See, na pesar is based on what I have got. Second, when they asked for the data of people, because there was a 11-member group which formed and came. This committee said that 7 plus 4 is a typo which was overlooked and 11 was formed. It was not 7 plus 4, it's 4 plus 5 than rather they clarified. For your question on why last committee 11 and why this committee 9, he mentioned that it is it is mentioned as 9. ஒரே ஒரு இடத்துல மட்டும் 4 office bearers plus 5 rest MC க்கு பதிலா 4 office bearers plus 7 வந்திருக்கு. So he came and said that because I asked him, why not it be 11, sir? Because we were 11, the next committee can be 11. He said, ஒரு இடத்துல there is a typo because எல்லா இடத்துலையும் it is uniformly mentioning as 9. இந்த ஒரு இடத்துல மட்டும் it is mentioning as 4 plus 5. So out of the 11 who came as a group, they have within themselves reconciled and said the other two agreed, so we 9 of us. So that was between the 11 that who formed and came. That is one part. The other part is the other 5. In the other 5, 4 order, all the 5 order details they asked. Adila 2 were not paid the transfer fee. 2 of them were already in the earlier committee, whether you served for 6 months or 12 months or 22 months. Why? They know they have to pay.
This is all wrong. You have been using unnecessarily wrong words and wrong arguments. This is not wrong.
I want to know, I think the reason why it should be out. That's the reason. I want to know the reason why.
People who apply are subjected to the bylaw, as simple as that. In that, 2 which they came back saying that 2 of them haven't paid the transfer fee, 2 of them were in the earlier committee, so 4 out of the rest 5 is rejected. Yes, of course, on the category of Nambi, it was all an oral words, there wasn't anything in writing.
Balaji, can I ask a question? I am here.
Hey,
To the election officer only, not to you. Please you don't answer. I want the answer from them. Sir, Mr. Srinivasan, sir. No, sir, the same only I'm asking. Their job didn't end. Their job didn't end, KK.
Madan, now I will ask you one simple question. Have we ever got Devan to attend an AGM? Yeah. We our பேர்ல இல்லன்னு தானே? அதே மாதிரி he is not the official owner yet on the books.
No, I will.
No, sir, no. You
will
said something. No, transfer fee is what you get in.
My question is to the election officer.
Transfer fee is part of the work or not? Transfer fee la தானே வீடுல பேர் வருது. He is purchased house before the court verdict. How will the court verdict work for him?
No, sir. My question is to the election officer.
Truth, pa.
He is interrupting a lot. I cannot speak.
Clarification, sir. You cannot keep calling election officer as something, you know.
Somebody has gone to the extent of
Sir, Mr. Balaji, please don't throw words. Sir, Srinivasan, sir. See, all the time it was a nice discussion, please. Sir, once Mr. Balaji interrupted, the discussion is going in a wrong direction, Mr. Balaji. He is asking so many, see, the question is to the election officer, not to you. Please bear with me sometime. Sir, that is different matter. No, my question is I have given the application on what basis it got rejected, that I wanted to know. That's it. That's what I'm asking. Why you are coming in? எங்க பண்ணாரு நாம क्वेश्चन கேட்கல அப்பதான் கிளாரிஃபை பண்ண முடியும். அதத்தான் நான் क्वेश्चन அவர் சொன்னாரு நான் क्वेश्चन கேட்கணும்ல. இல்ல, no, it is not clarified. Sir, 1 second, sir. Sorry, it is not. See, all the time it was a cordial discussion. I wish this should go in the same direction. My interest to come into this is out of your public interest only. It is not a personal interest. Then I will continue now. What is the mode of communication after your scrutiny? You are telling that you tried to communicate and you couldn't communicate with me or somebody else. What is the real mode of communication? It is by email or by WhatsApp or by a call? Or is there a record for that?
We called the 4 gentlemen from our office.
So by call only is the mode of communication.
Correct.
Why didn't you choose the mode of communication as email or WhatsApp or any other notice board? Is it fair to just to say a call is enough? Maybe I may be busy,
No.
I may be in a toilet also, I cannot take the call.
So that is fine. You were called 3 times at different
I
times.
too called you 2
And-
times. I too called you 2 times. I have a call record with me.
Fine.
So, being an election officer, you must have the moral responsibility of making a documented communication.
Very
What is
fine.
wrong in my saying?
See, we thought we are living in a
There is no question of thought, sir. We are filing the application along with email ID and mobile numbers, everything is there.
No,
Even
the mobile number and email ID are
it is
not-
there in the application.
fine.
See, even with our friends also, we are doing a WhatsApp communication. Many of the communications are going through a record now. Nobody want to talk. The era of talking is over. The communication mode has changed a lot now. I wish you should communicate in a reasonable way so that you can give a document proof that you have communicated. Then nobody is having the right to talk against you.
Thanks. Thanks for the recommendation. I'll keep it in mind for future.
So,
I can't obviously
if I
go
should
back.
give an opportunity to meet you, I should have explained you. Then you can reject me, I will go happily. No problem in it.
The same mode of communication was conducted with the other 3 gentlemen. All of them turned up. We explained to them
Sir,
in
I
detail what is
can
the
show
issue.
you the call record right now. I tried to call you, you didn't lift the call.
I just want to clarify this. My intention is not to fight.
Only 1 second, sir. See, sir, only 1 second, only 1 second. This is the point I want to make, nothing else against it. Over
Yeah,
and
so
over.
I have a clarification. See, the intention is, I'm not here to stand for the next committee. I'm not here. Please understand this. And I might be sounding very vociferous, etc. I just wanted to make sure that those people who are eligible should actually apply for the next committee, and there should be elections held. And this should not be done arbitrarily, where someone makes a phone call, asks someone else to withdraw. That's not the right way of doing things. If there are 11 people, or 12 people, or 13 people, or 14 people, or 16 people, and I have, nothing against Murli, or for Murli, or someone else for that matter, they should have been allowed, or this should have been clarified openly to everyone, which was not, which was not done. And since it was not done, no, it was not done. I spoke to Mr. Srinivasan personally, and it was not done. Although I'm not standing for elections, but I don't want this to go against. I want every time that this happens, there should be fair elections. This should not happen that someone should call someone and say that no, you moved on, he has not paid or he's not paid, so we will decide to do this. No, that person should have been given no opportunity to answer. And the reason why I called him to ask, why did you withdraw and why you not there? He said, I was not told. I said, why did you not pay the dues? He said, I didn't pay the dues because I have a high court order saying that you don't have to pay transfer fees. I asked him that then, 1 second, the next question I asked him was that tomorrow, if they're asking you to stand for elections and pay the transfer fee, are you willing to do that? He even said yes. But that opportunity was not given. Because, no, hold it. No, 1 second, sir, I'm not finished. That opportunity was not given. So the solution is that we should give the opportunity to people. If he wants to stand for elections, and let's have elections.
Sir, the one thing which, let's understand, the election notice was issued, election notice was very clear.
What have you got against it having proper elections,
Don't shout here, don't shout. Election notice specified the date, election notice specified the last date for nomination and withdrawal date, and election notice specified that the member should not have any dues. If someone has not paid the transfer fee, can they assume that they don't have a dues? So the point is, on the day of filing, they know there are dues, they are not eligible. First. Second, the court ruling came some 1 month back, and then that is, we also don't know whether people have gone on appeal, and all other residents have paid a transfer fee, and suddenly one person this month says that there is a sub-court order we can't take that and waive because it's a wait.
But
wait,
it was,
Naren.
it was subsequent to your purchasing the apartment. Even though the order came
When you
long
purchased,
back, it is
you know the
subsequent.
bylaw.
It is subsequent. See, nothing survives. No. It has not been adopted into our bylaws. It is not in our bylaws
That is the
yet.
point I'm trying to say. When all the residents have paid a transfer fee and the corpus fund for this one, and someone claiming that last month there is a court order, that decision is beyond the management committee. This is with the entire people. We have to process a AGM resolution to say, yeah, correct. No, there's nothing. So the ineligible or disqualification stands. Therefore, it's all left to one person whom I proposed, I spoke, and I communicated. Therefore, I'm really finding it extremely difficult because
Because if that, in the past, if we have done something, it didn't necessarily be the right thing. So can we now, moving forward for this particular committee meeting, have an election process which seems to be far more fair and justifiable than it has been as of today? Can we do that?
We can't do that. We can't do that because AGM is over. There was a process followed.
No, just a moment, please. That's what I want to understand. Why is it that we cannot do that now so as to be able to resolve this matter once and for all?
Can I tell you?
Yes.
Okay. As per Apartment Owners Act, audited accounts has to be on 31st, and we have 6 months to hold the AGM. 30th of September is the last day. Because we have some other issue cropping up in September. In fact, this ideally should have been before September 30th. We are delayed. Since last month, last year also we had it in October, and with the concurrence of everyone, we are having it in October because in between Puja holiday. We found an election notice. Very clearly the conditions were laid out, and what is important is that if I say 9 people from group and 1 person, what can 1 person run the entire management committee? So the person should speak to the 9 people who have volunteered and coordinate with the election officer if they are so keen. They can't be talking to the proposer. There is nothing called. No. See, the last date. Wait, that's the point. See, the election officers had 9 people who are formed and they collaborate as a group, and there is a 1 person. If we want to take everyone's time, we say 9 people are there. There is 1 person who you should vote. What will be the point in having that kind of election? Who will vote for 1 person to run the entire thing?
Sir, we've gone by the past, sir. As simple as that.
Sir,
We've gone by in a restriction. We've gone by the past.
we went by, okay, here the process is that we are not going to fight, and there is always a collaboration. We speak, and the point is, I have been repeatedly telling, please contact the incoming committee.
I just want to interject over here. My rationale for actually proposing and suggesting that there should be an election is so that it is the right person who gets elected for a particular post. That is my purpose. And I speak this, just a moment, please.
No, right person.
One moment. Okay? What I'm trying to basically say is, as a simple example, if it is somebody who is, let's say for the cultural committee,
got 14, 15 nominations, out of which 4 are disqualified, and we are ending up with 9 people and 1 person extra. Therefore, if all of us agree, can we, as an exception, ask the incoming committee to take him to make it 10 people so that we solve the problem and move forward? If there are two or three people, there is a problem. If there is one person not part of the committee, all that we needed to do is, we are passing a resolution from the number of people 9 to 10, and then we will request the new committee.
Why can't you change
Why?
to election?
Correct. Why can't we have an election?
See, the problem is, September 30th our term ended, today our term ended, and
It doesn't make a difference, we can continue. Last time we continued, we can continue again.
Sir, you asked for a solution, correct? The solution that KK is suggesting here is there is a 9 plus 1. What we are proposing in this AGM is, since there was a committee for 11 in the past, there can be a committee for 10. No, that will be, we have never had all those definitions, sir. Suddenly we cannot change something like that. Who is qualified, who is non-qualified? It's a resident who is interested to play a part. That's what we have had.
For that reason, for that, I am not making it for
See, we can go only by people who have applied. Correct. Point number 1. If 16 people have applied, you know only 16 have applied. We do not know whether anybody who is qualified is interested. So, see, let me conclude here. See, the conclusion, excuse me, sir, Matthew. Yeah. Can we make it as 9 plus 10 as a committee and bind it?
No. Can you hear the point? Can you hear them also?
Yes or no? It's a binary answer.
Why not let them say?
That is just a mandate you're doing. I mean, see,
No mandate.
See, today it just happens that it's only one person standing up. What if it was 5?
Bylaw change பண்ணனுமே. See, we have to urgently change the bylaw with all this. We don't change the bylaw now.
No, you can't. I want to tell you one thing. Bylaw can be changed only when there is.
EGM.
No, 1 minute, let me. No, 1 minute.
You should apply it long back. You have a due date to apply, no?
Now you're changing from 9 to 10, why?
See, it's all accommodating because we are in a residential community, as simple as that. We are not running a corporate here, sir. Election of what? 9 plus 1? Because we have only 10 people now. Sir, I think, sir, you didn't get it right. We have now only 9 plus 1 because of 4 disqualifications. So we are only talking about 9 plus 1. The question is, can it become a 10-member committee? We pass a resolution, take Nambi in, and then 10 is done.
Against the bylaw, against the act of.
Look, I think we should
It's
have
a resolution, we
elections.
pass it, sir.
You know, I think we should have elections, and if there's a vote, can we just put that to vote? What would all of us want elections to be held again? Fair one. One second, one. And if there are candidates who've not paid, would they be allowed to pay and do? And if there are candidates who've not been allowed, like for example, Modi, because he's in the past committee, would that interpretation be done? And then can we have fair elections? And will that be a problem for us if it's done? Will that be a problem for us?
No, let's conclude. No, let's bring it to a conclusion. Can I have a floor voting on that at least? See, we are all in one place. Let's close it here. Because end of day, the 10 wants to come and serve. Okay, it's only a non-profit organization that we are running as an MC. Sir, இது ஒன்னும் ஒரு ரெசிடென்ஷியல் கம்யூனிட்டியில அப்படியே எடுக்கிற டெசிஷன் தான் சார். சொல்லுங்க சார், சொல்லுங்க. Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Please let me finish. The 9 members are permitted to co-opt the 10th member as a special invitee.
Lovely. That's what is being mentioned. Exactly. That is what I have been saying. Let it be a 9 plus 1 or 10 committee and let's move on into it. Can we have a voting on that? No, we are only That period is over, sir. On the applicant, now everybody can apply. We are not talking about new applications. The nine-member committee stands and they co-opt. They'll invite him into the. Let me conclude this and you do that. Let me conclude this. Now give me a minute. Let's conclude it, please. Let's conclude it, please. No, no.
No, my contention is this. Sorry, sir, just one bit, and then I will let you speak after that. May I just do that, right? And because he's proposed something. Okay. Right. Okay.
No, I want to understand what is clearly the status on transfer dues. If all others are paid, why 1% should be waived? The High Court order, what is the applicability? In this case, past persons who are paid, can they ask for refund? So unless the transfer dues are settled, we cannot allow as a committee member. That is my thing. Please, let's not wait from this.
Sir,
Okay?
sir,
Okay.
as a treasurer, my point is we cannot waive. It is an amount due. Since the amount due was not paid, he is disqualified. Correct. So the transfer fee is not waived for individuals now unless we get it in the part of proper communication. Registrar of Communications communicate this is the way forward. Other banks, other apartments follow the same process, then we also follow. Just because someone sends a WhatsApp forward, we will not take a WhatsApp forward and then act to do something so that one person gets it. Okay? All of us agree? Please raise your hand so that we take this as a resolution.
No voting. He just said one point, he made a point. He said that if he agrees to pay, he should be allowed to join the committee. And I'm just saying this question again. If he agrees to pay, then are all of us in agreement that he should be allowed to join the committee? So there is a problem. That's the problem. But if he agrees to pay, but he was never asked. Huh? Okay. So I'm going to let this be. And I think in the interest of the society, let's take a vote and decide how to take this forward, and we'll close the matter.
So let's raise of hands, transfer fee. What of them she wanted? Okay, so what Sir has suggested, the 9-member committee will co-opt Nambi, who is the only eligible candidate, and they will continue. Can we have a yes, a resounding yes, so that we process? As an invitee, as a co-op, the new committee will co-opt, and as a special invitee will come. In principle, yes.
They are properly applied, they were not communicated properly. Simple. They want to make a point, they made a point. So
Madan,
even
I tell you.
Even if let's not get into that. We have
No. As a person who sent a mail to all, he contacted me. I told him, connect to the election officer or the future committee. I'm an outgoing committee. 3 calls were there. And then I communicated to him. There is a group of 9 people. You are individual. What can you do? Then his point was that CPA should be addressed. I said every committee will take CPA as a priority. I will communicate. Then he said, okay. Then I communicated, and later he went back. That's a different.
Yeah, I'm the proposer. Therefore, no. Friend. Sir, we heard you. We will record that in our minutes of meeting. Yeah, co-op and a special invitee. With that, we agree that the new committee will take charge because our term actually should have ended in September 30th if we go by TN Apartment Owners Act. Okay, so I will take this as a recording also, so that on October 29th we are having 1 month additional due to various reasons. But the new committee is there so that they will take it forward and move forward. Correct. Yeah. Yes. Okay. We will take that.
So we just conclude this meeting now.
It's not the question of raising hand. See, our bylaws registered, sir, our bylaws registered under society.
Can we all raise for the national anthem, please?
Our bylaws.
Okay, we need to sing. We don't have an audio for that. Happily, let's sing. Jai Hind. There's a lovely lunch here. Let's all have it and go, please. Sorry, the members of the new committee is present here, so let's get them introduced, please. One nimsham, please. Please, Nambi. We have a good round of applause for Kumaresan sir, who is part of the new committee, please. We have Chitra. Chitra needs a big round of applause. We have Mami here. We have Vasati Mami here. The members not present are Geeta Sridhar, Jayakantan and Surya Narayanan. Kumaresan sir introduce paniyache. And as the new 9 will co-op, we will have Nambi also part of this. Thank you.
for the middle